Welcome to the Mommy-Lennials podcast, where we don't claim to have all the answers, just a willingness to figure it out. We're your hosts, Jocelyn
and Lauren, proud girl moms and best friends sharing our take on mommyhood. Whether you're changing a dirty diaper, stuck in traffic, or just have a minute to yourself,
we're so happy you're here. Hi.
Hey, it's Galentine's Day.
Happy Galentine's Day.
Happy Galentine's Day.
I mean, it's not for a couple of days.
We're so cute.
I know. I love this. Galentine's Day is not for a couple of days.
What do you mean?
It's on the 13th.
No.
Yes.
Wait, does it matter?
Yeah, it's like an actual day.
No. No. Isn't Galentine's Day just a day that you celebrate with your gals during Valentine's Day week?
I mean, yes and no. It's a day you celebrate with your gals.
Yeah.
Yes. But it's on the 13th. Did you ever watch Parks and Rec?
No. Don't attack me.
Well,
I watched a little bit of it. Like, I know the style. I know some of the actors.
Because, you know, I am Leslie Knope.
Leslie Knope.
Oh, you haven't watched Parks
Is she the blonde
Rec?
one?
Yes.
Okay, yes, you are.
Yeah, I am.
She's annoying. I'm kidding.
Okay, so no, seriously, look, I'll look it up. Hold on.
Okay, yeah, because I don't believe we need to fact check this.
Is. Google, where you at?
Fact check.
AI overview. Galentine's Day, celebrated annually on February 13th.
What?
Is a day to honor female friendships, originating from a 2010 Parks and Recreation episode where Leslie Knope hosts a bunch of her girlfriends before Valentine's Day. It's a festive, unofficial holiday focused on supporting and empowering women, often marked by brunches, parties, gifts, blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
Wow, you just blew my mind.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people know that.
Really?
I don't think so.
Well, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, but wait. In honor of Galentine's Day.
Yes.
I have a surprise.
You're pregnant.
Girl. No. Wait.
Oh.
Obviously, you know I am your unofficial boyfriend. So we can't do Valentine's Day or Galentine's Day without candy and a stuffed animal.
Shocked. I'm going to cry.
That says te amo. So happy Galentine's Day.
Goodness. This was not staged. This is so
right.
cute.
I saw it.
Look, guys.
It's a little mailbox. It's a little very Mommy-Lennials pink
yay candy
mailbox.
Oh my
with
God.
candy inside.
I'm gonna cry. I love you
so
much. We should definitely eat these during this episode.
Let's do it.
Well, I don't think our listeners want to hear us chewing
fine.
gummies.
That's fair.
But maybe after.
Yay.
That is so sweet.
Of course.
Oh my God.
Happy Galentine's.
This makes me think about how we used to do stuff like this before we were moms.
I know.
And before we were married. And it's just, for me, I don't know. Galentine's Day is so special. And this is just the cutest thing ever. This is going to live on the Mommy-Lennials couch.
Please, yes.
I wonder if it'll stay there.
Oh, I wish it would. Let's see how long it stays.
Okay. If it falls, then
we're going to ignore it. If it falls, we're ignoring it.
How about the episode ends when it falls?
I actually kind of like that. Yeah. Let's see how long it lasts.
We'll knock it over when we're ready. But yeah, some of my best memories of Galentine's Day are with you, actually. Yeah.
Some of my best girlfriend memories are with you.
Aww.
Galentine's Day and not.
Well, I do think that we show up for each other pretty well outside of Galentine's Day.
Yeah.
But I think it's important for female friendships to be honored.
Yeah.
And, you know, if that means having a day for it, great. I mean, I think female friendships are very important in general, and you should be watering them throughout the whole year. But having a day dedicated for just that, I think, is really important, especially when you have friends that are maybe not married or not in a relationship and they feel lonely on Valentine's Day, right? So it's a great day to come together.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Do you feel like on Galentine's Day you talk about deep stuff? Because I feel like have you done Galentine's Day with other people other than me? Don't break my heart. It's like,
I don't think so. I'm like trying to think. No, probably not. No.
okay.
I'm like,
Great.
do I want to make Lauren jealous?
Well, I don't get jealous of Jocelyn having other friends, but I can't say that.
Well, like not off the top of my head, but that's probably just because like I haven't really thought about it.
Well, it's been a long time.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think since I got married.
Yeah.
I haven't, like we haven't done something like purposeful.
Yeah.
This is for Galentine's Day. And now that we're doing this, I'm like, damn, we should have.
I know.
Like, we should have planned
hard,
something. Yeah, well, yeah, especially with kids.
Yeah. I mean, like, if you're lucky, you get to do Valentine's Day something with your hubby. Mm-hmm. That's separate from hanging out with the kids.
Yeah. Good luck to me on that one.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah. Okay, do you feel like motherhood changed your friendships? Like the way you approach friendships, your current friendships?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's just no way. Your friendships are going to change regardless of if you have kids or not, right?
I think that's such a good point. Yeah. As life goes on and life lives.
Exactly. Sometimes you grow apart. Sometimes you have friends that you weren't that close with and you come closer together with them later.
Yeah.
I have a few friends that we were not the absolute closest in middle school, high school. And then we went our separate ways for college and now we're super tight.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I really should have put more thought into my friendships.
Well, friendships
like, coming into this. Because now I'm like, do I have any friends? Mind you,
she does. Like, she has more friends than just me.
Like, the smallest event I can ever put together, girls only, is like 40 people, right? When you think about my bridal shower, my baby shower, that's like the smallest group. So like, duh, I have friends.
Yeah, that's a lot of people.
That is a lot of people. But I'm sitting here like, do I have any friends? And then I'm like, do I have friends from middle school? And yeah.
Jocelyn is being so silly right now. She has so many friends. She's just having a moment. It must be the headband.
It's the headband.
It's clouding your brain cells.
Well, then I'm like, did my friendships change? I will say, I think for me, of course they changed. It's a little different because I was one of the last of my friends to get married, have a baby. So I'd already been through a lot of that stuff with other friends.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if I felt as much of a shift.
That makes a lot of sense.
Because it was more so like welcoming me into the mom community.
That makes a lot of sense. Did you ever feel left out?
No.
Okay.
No, I think, so there was a time in my like early to mid 20s where I was friends with a bunch of couples, like married couples, and I felt left out then. And I felt behind then. But after that, like the way I always approach things or try to approach things is if I feel left out or behind or whatever it is, I think about if I would want to live that life. And the answer is always no. I'm always very happy with the life that I live. So it quickly makes me realize that I feel that way because of societal pressure or something else, but it's not really true to who I am. So not really, because I've always known that my time was going to come or in whatever way it was supposed to. Did you ever feel left out? Well, you feel like you've always been the first to like get or one of the first to get married.
Yeah, I do feel that way too.
Babies.
I think that because I was one of the first from my friend group, I felt some pressure around keeping things exactly the same. within my friendships while I was going through a very big change of my personal life, which
It's not really realistic.
it's not realistic, and it was really hard. And I didn't realize it until later, but it's twofold, because part of me tried really hard to keep things the same because I didn't want to lose those friendships.
Yeah.
Right?
You do a really good job at keeping friends.
Yeah. And then the other side of it was I didn't want to lose that side of me, that part of me that has a friend group, that has social events to go to. So it kind of worked hand in hand. And I think that I did a pretty good job of maintaining all those friendships. What I think has been interesting is some of my friends who were there for me during that period of time are now having kids. And they are asking me how in the world I did what I did without having other friends that were moms. And a lot of people have said, I get it now, right? I get it now. I get how hard it is to be a mom and still have the responsibility, for lack of a better word, to show up for your friends, to show up in a lot of different ways for all of the things in your life. And I think that has been validating for me. But it's also been a little interesting because even though I'm 9 months postpartum, I do feel very far away from the novelty of having kids, if that makes sense. So the feelings that I had when I had Mila as my first daughter are very different than me having gone through it again with Layla. I'm obviously more confident now, and I have my established friend groups, and I also have looked at things completely differently with my friendships this time around. And it's changed a lot over the last 5 years.
Yeah.
It's evolved quite a bit.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that I learned from you, and it really came back when we did our birth stories episode, and then we were looking for content to post, and I found our old text. And you had a baby and I was getting married. Right. And now that I've had a baby, having a baby feels so much bigger than getting married. But obviously you don't know that when you're getting married. And our text exchange was literally like, here's how breastfeeding is going. And the next text, my dress came in the mail.
Yeah.
And like, we remember we were sitting on the phone on FaceTime or whatever. And I said to you, this is friendship. This is girlhood. This is friendship. Seeing those texts was such a beautiful moment.
Yeah.
Because I have always tried to meet my friends where they are. And I think a lot of times that's hard to do, especially when you haven't lived through whatever it is that they're living through. But especially in that time, I think I saw that you do a really good job at embodying two things can be true at once. I can be happy that I've had this baby, that all of this is happening, but also my best friend is getting married. And I can also be really happy for her.
Yeah.
And I remember never feeling like I couldn't come to you with something. If I was having a bad day, or wedding planning wasn't going well, or you were pregnant and I was early postpartum, I always felt like, okay, like this is my friend. I can hear about her day. She can hear about mine. And I think a lot of times we get really lost in motherhood, that it's hard to keep that open.
A lot of thoughts just came to my mind. I hope I don't lose them all. But the first one that comes to my mind is, not to mention, I felt terrible that I wasn't at your wedding. And I was 4 months postpartum.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you didn't hold that against me.
Oh, of course not.
We say that very confidently, that we would never do that to each other. That, and not that this has happened to me, but that is not the case for other friendships sometimes. unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Well, you know, like I've lost friends over not being able to go to their wedding.
Yeah.
And
And
like,
I knew,
and like longtime friends. And that was really hard for me.
but I never had a doubt that you wouldn't understand.
Yeah, of course.
It still hurt for me. I wanted to be there so bad, but for context, it was during COVID. It was too risky for me. I didn't want to. It was still early stages of COVID in the sense where I didn't know.
Well, I think traveling, even if it weren't COVID, traveling with a 3-4 month old baby to a country you've never been to
Go to a wedding.
Yeah,
it's just
like
a lot.
no.
Yeah.
No. And I had so many.
Yes, you
So,
did.
yeah.
I attended one of them pregnant.
Yeah.
So,
The week before.
yeah.
And again, like real friendship.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
remember being like, please don't feel pressured to come to this.
And I knew I
you
needed
are
to be
very
there.
pregnant.
Yes.
Please. It's okay.
Looking back at those photos it's really funny. I'm like, oh my God, I really looked like I was about to give birth. Anyways, the second thing that came to my mind when you were talking about how you like to meet your friends where they are is that I always felt like you did a good job with that.
Thank you.
I just knew that it was so important to you by the way that you would show up for me, and I saw the way that you would show up for other friends, right? And I think that that's what I really want other people to do for their friends when there's two different wavelengths that you guys are going through or phases of life. And I think a lot of people struggle with that. You didn't know what it was like to have children, but you found it possible to talk to me as if I didn't have a child. So I felt like you saw me as me and not necessarily as a new mom that only wanted to talk about having a baby or never to the extreme of never talking about that either, right? So you just did a really good job of blending it together and making me feel seen as just a whole person that now embodies being a mom as a characteristic. Does all that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
I think a lot of people struggle with that.
I think so too. I think because, you know, I really value the close friendships that I have, I do make a really conscious effort to meet people where they are. I think that can be really hard to do. But I also always want people to meet me where I am.
Well, that's another thing, right? When you do it over and over again for people, when we're talking about putting in the effort for a very long time of putting in effort with many people, and you don't always get that in return, it gets really tiring. And then throw in having a baby, throw in having a toddler.
Yeah.
Because that's a whole nother life,
changes.
right? Like throw in all of those changes that are happening. It's tough.
Yeah.
When, you know, you're putting in the effort and the other person is maybe not going through those things or maybe not going through big changes and things are very normal in their lives and they're not giving more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's draining.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I think it's hard sometimes to realize that, like, our friends, just because it doesn't seem like it's a big deal to you or you don't think you would act the same way when someone is going through something, doesn't mean it's not okay for that to be their reality.
Yeah.
Right? I think that for me, you've always done a really good job at not making me feel dramatic.
Even
if
are.
you think I'm dramatic. Because growing up, I've always been dramatic, too much, over the top, and I want friends. Now I feel really confident about that, right? Now I'm like, call me dramatic, I don't care. It took me a long time to get here.
Yeah.
And I don't really have friends that make me feel dramatic.
And that's really good.
Yeah. because it's not helpful.
Well, I think another thing that having children and us going through different versions of ourselves over time is that we learn to get better about that. We learn how to just get more confident around how we view our friendships and how you want to show up as a friend. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it means letting go.
Yeah.
You know, and if it's just for this phase of life and that friendship is meant to re-flourish in the future, great. Mm-hmm. But if it doesn't happen, that's okay too. I think we've gotten a couple of questions around
friendships
for the folks that don't have kids. Mm-hmm. And they wonder what's the best way to show up for their mommy friends. How would you answer that question?
I think to start, meet your mom friend where she is. Mm-hmm. I think I have a few people in my life that don't have kids, are very far from having kids, are younger, right? That really showed up for me in ways that I really needed. So I think always having a listening ear, non-judgmental. Mm-hmm. I think what I've really appreciated about those people in my life is that they've sat with me while I've been pregnant, crying, feeling like the smallest thing is the biggest deal ever, and me knowing that and saying, I know I'm pregnant and it's not that deep, but it feels really deep. And them holding space for me and saying, yeah, it is that deep. Mm-hmm. You're growing a whole ass human. Mm-hmm. And you know, those early postpartum days, them being there for me, crying, walking the dog.
Oh.
When particularly I think a lot about Jenny and I think about my sister. My sister, while I was pregnant and early postpartum, lived in Colombia. And there would be times where I was crying because I couldn't keep anything down. And I'll never forget, there was one time that I was crying and I was like, I just feel so overwhelmed. I can't keep anything down. I just want a BLT. And I'm going to cry because it was like, just when people want to show up for you, they will. She door dashed a BLT for me while she was in Colombia. Aww. And she was like, it'll be there in 20 minutes or whatever. And she did it with Chick-fil-A. Anytime, you know, the first time I was solo parenting, Aurora was still really little and she wouldn't stay in her bassinet and I really needed to shower. And I just put the phone in the bassinet, in the shower, in the bathroom. And my sister did her best to sing to Aurora, to talk to her, to like babysit. Mm-hmm. And even now, if my sister knows that I'm going to have a really busy day, she plans her day around coming to help me. Mm-hmm. And I don't expect everybody to do that, of course, right? But if you really want to show up for someone, mm-hmm. if that's someone that you really care about, sister, friend, whatever, those are the things it takes. And sometimes I'll feel really guilty. And I'll say, you know, I feel so bad that you planned your whole day, that, you know, you stopped doing whatever it is that you were going to do to be here with me. And she and Jenny, right, because they're the ones that help me the most, are quick to be like, don't worry about it. Like, we're here. We had nothing better to do. Mm-hmm. We had nothing else to do. Mm-hmm. We're happy to help. And my sister will come. She'll get the baby dressed, ready, so that I can get myself ready. Mm-hmm. And she will entertain her. Today, so that I could come here, Jenny came over, brought dinner, and held the baby, held Aurora, distracted her, played with her while I ate, while I went and redid my makeup, while I got ready. And when I was running late, Jenny was the one to say, just go and I will watch her. Like, don't worry. When Jenny sees that Steve and I really need some alone time, she offers to babysit. That's a friend.
That is a friend. You know what I love too is that you're talking about Katie, who mm-hmm. is your sister, as a friend.
Yeah.
And that I relate to that so much with my sister. She's my best friend. Mm-hmm. I mean, Stephanie and I are polar opposites. We're completely different people.
Yeah.
Which helps us feel like more friends.
Yeah.
Right? In a sense, because I mean, Stephanie has a way of making light of any situation. She will crack a joke. If things start to feel too heavy, she'll bring levity to it. She is just so funny. And that's a big part of kind of who I am too. Because of her, I've been able to look at really big, grand things in my life in a much easier way, and you know, in a more digestible way, if that makes sense. And Steph became a mom before I did, and I learned so much from her. And it's a different dynamic, but it was important for me to see that journey as well, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know, I think about how, I mean, going back to the whole thing with Galentine's Day, just celebrating all of those female relationships, whether it's your sister or a friend or a family member, right? I think they bring so much value to your life.
Well, it takes me back to, it takes a village.
Yes.
You know, when I think about the women in my life, they also teach Aurora things. And like my sister taught Aurora to turn off the lights. And right after it happened, I remember I felt like a really bad mom. And I told my sister, I was like, I feel like a really bad mom. I couldn't even teach my daughter to turn off the lights. What am I doing? What am I teaching her? And she was like, that's so silly. It takes a village. You're making sure she stays alive. You should not be expected to teach her everything. And all of the women that love me, that love Aurora, they just bring such different things into our lives, not just turning off the lights, but, you know, they teach her numbers and colors and letters and how to have fun. I think a lot of times as a mom, it's really hard to have fun. And you're so caught up in the craziness of life and scheduling and milestones and not losing yourself and your marriage and what needs to be done in the house, and like that mental load that takes a toll on you, that when you have fun, a lot of times it's with your friends or, you know, not necessarily with your children. And it's something that I think about often because I want Aurora to see me having fun. But a lot of times that means Jenny or my sister or someone, right, one of my cousins coming over so that I do have fun. And they also teach her to have fun. Today, Jenny was playing music from the early 2000s. Her and Roar were having a dance party.
And sometimes it just takes someone to be a few steps further out, right?
Yep. And I'm like, and y'all are sleeping.
Yeah.
You have the energy.
Yes, completely. When you were talking about your sister teaching Aurora how to turn on the lights, I thought about my sister teaching Mila about dung beetles.
Yeah.
Beetles that eat poop. That is such a Stephanie thing to teach.
Yeah.
And I would never teach Mila about dung beetles.
Yeah.
Because I don't care about dung beetles, and that's just like not my thing. But is it important to know about insects and the ecosystem? And yes, right. Yeah. And then, you know, Mila she was reading a book the other day and she pointed at a beetle and she said, "Mommy, that's a dung beetle. It eats poop." And I was like, yes, it is, baby.
Thank you.
And I FaceTimed my sister and I said she brought up the dung beetle, and my sister was so happy.
Yeah.
It was just a moment that I'll always remember too, right? So I think going back to the original question, I think the bottom line also is, if you don't know how to show up for your friend who is a new mom, then you should maybe just ask.
Yeah.
I
wanted to say that too. Don't assume, ask.
Yeah, because I know that you might assume that there is a lot of weight on that person to answer that question. They might not know how to answer it right away. But I know, and you tell me if I'm wrong here, but I know that every mom would at least appreciate the question. Even if they don't know how to answer it in that moment.
So. Or I also think if you have an idea, I think sometimes people without kids are scared to do things because they don't want to upset you or make things worse. Say, I would like to do this for you. Is that helpful? Mm-hmm. And if not, totally fine. Mm-hmm. And sometimes that jogs your memory.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of times people will ask me, you know, what can I do to help? Can I help? And I'm like, nothing. Because also, as a lot of times, first daughter, immigrant daughters, yada, 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 you're taught to be hyper independent. And no one's ever really asked you what they can do to help. You've learned not to ask for help.
That's true.
And so if you offer, can I do blank? Mm-hmm. That allows the person to say, yes, that would be so helpful. Or no, but you know what would be helpful? Mm-hmm. Blank.
Mm-hmm. Or even hey, been thinking about you, would love to see you. Or when things feel manageable for you, give me a call or something. I don't know. I just think that something is better than nothing.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Right?
Yeah.
Going completely silent and feeling weird because you're not a parent and your friend who you knew as a non-parent as well has become that. I want to go back to the village thing.
Okay.
Because that made me think about our culture.
Okay.
And how I'm so grateful for our culture.
Oh, yeah.
Instilling that.
Yeah. I mean, it can be a little annoying at times.
Yes,
I'm not going to lie.
I know.
But absolutely.
I mean, I can't imagine the opposite.
For sure.
Right? People sometimes don't have the type of culture that brings folks together or supports one another through these types of things, and it shows. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, there's a lot of parents out there that don't have their village from family. They create a village, right? And that's hard. When you were talking about how important that village is, I just thought so much around, I was actually talking about this today with another friend, about how in other countries, it's not that's so-and-so's baby. It's an our baby thing. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm going to take care of the bed. I'm going to take care of the laundry. I'm going to take care of the groceries. Everyone has a role, but it's everyone surrounding the mother and ensuring that the mother has that support. And then when it's the turn of whoever's helping out, it's the other way around, right? Mm-hmm. And that's so beautiful. Yeah. And I'm so grateful to have a village, whether that's family or friends.
Yeah. Well, and what I am really also grateful for is our mom village.
Yes. Thank you. I was going to bring this up too.
I think it's so important to be able to talk to other moms, lean on other moms, learn from other moms. When earlier I said, you know, they like welcomed me into the mom club. It really is that way because nothing can explain motherhood. Nothing. And you hear people say that all the time before you've had kids. You know, nothing can prepare you for how much you love your baby. Nothing. But it's so true. Yeah. And sometimes it sounds kind of annoying before you have kids because you're like, okay, well, try to explain it. Mm-hmm. Like, what are you going through? Give me something. And you just can't. No. It's just a feeling, like the way your whole mentality, identity, the way everything changes. And the only other people who get that are other moms. 100%. Like, not even dads. No. No. I will look at Steve and I'm like, you really don't know. Like, you really don't get it. I know you love me. I love you. And I get it. Maybe you've gone through your own thing, but you really don't get how much everything about me has changed. That's because there's this human. And that's why there's so much desire around friends getting pregnant at the same time too. It's like going through pregnancy together, having kids at the same time, having those kids grow up together,
And going through those milestones together helps you tremendously in that journey.
For sure.
And even if it's not exactly at the same time, it still makes such a big difference when you have those friends that are going through the same phase in life.
Yeah.
I remember one of my friends, Mati, she had her first daughter pretty early. She had just gotten married and she got pregnant really quickly. Fast forward to me being pregnant with Mila. She was also pregnant with her second. And that was so rewarding because I was unfortunately not in her life at the time that she had her first. We had that was what I was talking about earlier, right? We went separate ways a little bit, came back together. I felt bad about not being there for her during those years of her life because of what I now knew at that point with Mila. I was like, oh my gosh,
It's a lot.
it is so much. She went through all of that by herself, or I know she had other friends, but
not as good as you, baby
not
girl.
as good as me. It's like, and it just makes such a big difference because she was kind of guiding the light for me the second time around. She was very confident with her second. I was going into things for the first time. So she was able to help me and kind of held my hand through so many things. And I'm so grateful for her for that. Because aside from her, I can't really think of anyone else that was pregnant or newly postpartum when I was going through that with Mila. And it made such a big difference.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think pregnancy and postpartum is such a delicate and vulnerable time in your life and such a special time that you want to share those feelings with people. You know, I'm very lucky in that 2 of my friends were pregnant around the same time I was. Shout out to Beach Ass Who Pump. That's our group chat.
I'm jealous of this group.
I know. That's the only time you get jealous.
I know, because I really like them.
Yeah. But I mean, I had Aurora, and then, you know, a month later there was another birth, and then like 2-3 months later another one. So all of our kids are very close in age, and it was so special to be able to tell them, right? Like, they were, aside from maybe you, actually I don't even think I sent this to you, but they were the first people I sent the first time I got Aurora's giggles.
Oh,
You know, like the first time we like were able to make her giggle and I got it on camera, I immediately sent it to Beach Asu Pump. And I was like, guys, look, we've got baby giggles. And for that whole first year of our baby's lives, it was just this little community that we built of, here's what so-and-so's doing, here's what so-and-so's doing, or I'm really struggling with this. Did you guys go through this? How did you solve this? What are we doing with everything? Feeding, our relationships, friendships, milestones, talking. We all send each other the first time our baby said mama.
well, I also just feel like you could say one sentence in a group chat full of moms.
Yeah.
And they would understand the weight of that sentence. You could say, Aurora won't go down
Yeah.
for bedtime. And we just feel the weight of that. It's like, like whenever you text me that, I'm just like, it's just, there's nothing that can replace that feeling of knowing exactly how you feel or your friend feels when they're experiencing the same thing that you've gone through.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Well, and the happiness.
Yeah.
You know, the like
Absolutely.
sharing that happiness of our baby's first birthdays or giggles or first steps. When I sent them Aurora's first steps, because obviously she's the oldest, so, you know, she's done everything first. They were so happy
Yeah.
and over the moon. And I could tell that it was genuine, which is so cool.
So cool. So important. So, you know, if you don't already have plans with your girls this week, because Galentine's Day is a whole week before Valentine's Day, you should make some plans. Or at a minimum, send a nice text.
Yeah.
Or show up with
Galentine.
some gummy bears. And a little plush pillow.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful for you for being an amazing best friend, mom. I'm so happy that you're a mom. I would still love you just the same if you weren't a mom, but thank goodness you are. And
I'm so grateful for you. I know she's waiting for it. I'm so grateful for you because I've said this before on the podcast. You just set the stage for friendships in so many ways. And
it means a lot to me.
I wouldn't survive motherhood without mom friends to ask what to do in so many different situations, or if something's normal or whatever's going on in my body, in my life, and to be able to be vulnerable. And you always serve as a safe space for me and for so many others.
Oh.
And I think I speak for all of us when I say we're all really grateful to have you.
Jocelyn knows how to make me feel things.
It takes me back to at Lauren's bachelorette party.
Oh my God. I'll just tell them.
Yeah.
At my bachelorette party, I was like, everyone go around the room and say something nice about me. We were at dinner.
No one wanted to do it.
No one wanted to do it. But guess what?
Well, and then it turned into a crying fest.
And that's exactly what I wanted. Because it's important to be vulnerable with your friends.
It is.
It's important to show up for them
You're
in the
right.
way that they want you to show up for them. And in that moment, I felt like my life was about to change. And I
Yeah.
needed to be reminded that my friends had my back, and that I needed to hear them say something nice about our friendship
Yeah.
so that I could just be reminded that that's not going to change, even if I'm getting married.
One my favorite part about that was, you know, I always make fun of it. It's always funny. Like, oh, say something. Everybody go around and say something nice about me. But after we did that, it turned into everybody going around and saying nice things about each other. Do you remember?
That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which honestly made that day so special.
Yes.
And very Lauren coded.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just think it's so important. Why are we living life without sharing how we feel about one
You're
another?
right. You're right. So everyone, please write your gals. Tell them how grateful you are for them, for your mom friends, for your non-mom friends, for everybody.
Be vulnerable. Open your heart.
Yes.
And on that note,
We're sending you. Oh,
that's the end of the episode.
two different
Okay,
vibes.
here we go. Happy
Bye.
Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's.
Happy Galentine's Day.
Happy Galentine's Day. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening and being a part of the Mommillennials community. If you liked this episode, hit that follow button, connect on our socials, and don't forget to share with other mommies.
Want more? Head to our website, read our blog, grab some merch, and check out our other episodes. Until next time, bye.